What's up, everybody? It's your boy C-Money back with another video, and today we're talking about NXT. NXT last night, NXT reactions. Now, last week I wasn't able to make really NXT reactions because I was talking about how WWE and the whole selling thing and stuff. I was talking about that, so I didn't really get to talk much about NXT. Talked a little bit about it, but I didn't get to talk enough about it, so yeah, I'll try to see the stuff I missed last week. I'm going to see if I can talk about today. So, NXT reaction. So, you have Apollo Crews and Axiom defeat Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Because, yeah, so like 2 weeks ago, Carmelo Hayes defeated Apollo Crews. Then Axiom defeated Trick Williams and stuff. Just, yeah. And now, they had a tag match. Apollo Crews and Axiom pick up the win. Tony D'Angelo talks to Stax, his guy Channing Stax, the Lorenzo, or however you pronounce his last name. Because last week, Dijak defeated Tony D'Angelo, and Stax, you know, he kept trying to get involved, kept taking bullets for the Don, which is Tony D. His nickname is the Don of NXT. Yeah, Tony D'Angelo. Yeah. And then Tony named him the underboss of like the family or whatever, like, which I'm pretty sure is like a very high thing and like a crime type leadership. That's like a high standard. Yeah. So it was cool to see that. Tiffany Stratton returned last week, and you know, she's saying how she deserved her own locker room. Then Indy Hartwell like took her locker room and just said it was the women's NXT women's locker room. Yeah, because she's like, you think you're better than us and stuff? No, yeah. And then the Creed brothers, because last week I think I mentioned it, but I'll mention it just in case now. Jinder Mahal debut. Oh, well, he didn't debut. He's been in NXT before, but he came back to NXT. Jinder Mahal showed up at NXT, and he defeated Julius Creed, and the Creed brothers want payback, and Ivy Nile, who's like a friend of the Creed brothers, is trying to, because over the past few weeks, like, they've been obsessed with fighting Indashir, Veer, and Sangha, yeah. And then now Jinder Mahal, because he came back, like, they've been so just angry about just wanting to get revenge on them. They kind of lost sight of. So I mean, I was like, snap out of it and focus on the NXT titles and stop being so worried about the Indashir and stuff. Stevie Turner, who was on NXT UK, has like this little podcast thing or whatever, and she's coming to NXT soon. Isla Dawn, once again, costing Alba Fire. Alba Fire went one-on-one with... And Alba Fire's been weird lately because of Isla Dawn. She like, honestly just snaps on people, like, yeah, like that. And then she's like, ooh, I'm sorry, yeah, I didn't... Because it's just all the stuff with Isla Dawn. It's making her, like... I don't know. Sol Ruka defeats Alba Fire because, again, a distraction from Isla Dawn. Dijak. Now, since Dijak defeated Tony D'Angelo last week, he's going after Wes Lee's NXT North American Championship. So, NXT Vengeance Day, we're going to have that match. Also at NXT TakeOver, or NXT Vengeance Day, we're going to have rematch between Braun Breaker and Grayson Waller. Because as I might have talked about it last week again, I'm not sure though, was, because again, I was talking about how WWE and it's been sold, or not yet, but all that. So I didn't really get to talk about it, but I think I talked about this, about how the match between Grayson Waller and Braun Breaker ended in a countout because like the ring rope broke for the first, like, twice during the match. The first time it broke, Braun Breaker was like flung into it and it broke. They repaired it, but then when Grayson Waller tried to go on like the top rope or the second rope, the rope broke and he fell out. The rope broke again, and then he fell out of the ring, causing a countout. And Braun Breaker, he even said he didn't want to end that way. He didn't want it to end that way. He wants to actually beat Grayson Waller. And Waller has like his own NXT championship because Waller's like, yeah, if it hadn't been for that, I'd be champion right now, blah, blah, blah. Then they're having a steel cage match, rematch, steel cage match inside in the NXT Vengeance Day. They're having a steel cage match, and that is going to be good. And you know, Braun Breaker said, yeah, no, Grayson Waller, he almost had me. When he hit the big knee on him, he almost had me. But in steel cage, there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and I'm going to put an end to Grayson Waller once and for all. Then, and you know, Grayson Waller being all cocky, saying how he's going to take the title, all that. Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen lost to Gallus, who returned last week, and now they're the number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championships, which are held by the New Day. And you know, Pretty Deadly are upset because they still want their rematch, and then a whole brawl broke out between them. Yeah, later on in the show, between the New Day, Pretty Deadly, and Gallus. So we could see a triple threat tag match for the belts. We'll see. And then Brooks Jensen, because remember, now Brooks Jensen and Kiana James like each other now, which is, it's just funny because that's like, we never thought that this would happen. And Fallon's all upset because she's who's a friend Fallon, who's a friend of Brooks and Briggs, are like, she is using you, she doesn't like you, and Brooks is like, no, because he left you have the bar, she's not after that anymore, so she just likes me and I like her. Oh. Yeah, and she's like, fine, well, when she breaks your heart, don't come crying to me. Yeah, so we'll see what goes on with that. Thea Hale from Chase U gets her first victory in NXT against Valentina Firas. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. And Elektra Lopez tried to help Valentina out. She gave her brass knuckles, but she did not want to win that way, and she gave the brass knuckles to the ref, and that cost her the match. So, like, Elektra Lopez is trying to help her, but she's like, no, I don't want to win that way. So, but then she lost. Nice to see Thea Hale get a win, though. Tyler Bates back. Remember, we haven't seen Tyler Bates since he lost the unification match with the NXT title and the NXT UK title to Braun Breaker. Yeah, so we haven't seen him since. But now he's back, and he defeated Javier Bernal. And then we have, Roxanne Perez and Lyra Valkyra versus Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan and Jacy Jayne, who they both won the women's battle royal that happened last week because they both hit the ground at the same time. So they both won in the women's battle royal last week to determine the number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship, held by Roxanne Perez. So now it's going to be a triple threat at NXT. At NXT Vengeance Day, it's going to be a triple threat. Which has so could we see Toxic turn on each other? Well, we kind of did because Jacy Jayne accidentally hit a big boot on her partner Gigi Dolan, allowing Roxanne Perez to pin her 1, 2, 3, and Lyra Valkyria, because in the women's battle royal, Cora Jade was out like that. Cora Jade was taught by Lyra Valkyria, eliminated Cora Jade like quick things. And Cora kept trying to come back and eliminate Lyra, and she kept failing. Then finally at the end, it was like, then at the end, Cora Jade costed her. And then she tried to cost her in this match too, but she was able to fight her off. And that's it, yeah. NXT, I'm excited for NXT Vengeance Day because remember, this first time NXT's actually back on the road because all their events have been in the Performance Center ever since COVID, all their events has been in the Performance Center. So it's nice to see them go back out on the road. In Charlotte, North Carolina, they're having NXT Vengeance Day. It's going to be good. Can't wait to see that. And that's it, guys. Stay tuned for SmackDown reactions this week. And then I said we got Raw's 30-year anniversary. That's going to be good. And remember, Royal Rumble was just around the corner. Can't wait. But that's it, guys. Leave a comment, like, subscribe for more. C-Money's out.